Hello friends, my name is Sumit Dhupar. This is my first YouTube tutorial from SPW Launch. SPW Launch is my YouTube channel where I will be sharing reviews, tutorials and demos. And my slogan here is watch, learn and explore. So you can get benefit of my YouTube tutorials by watching, learning and exploring the things which you learn. And today in the first tutorials I'm going to cover basics of Lightroom. So it is a kind of a getting started tutorial, so anyone who is new to the Lightroom or post-processing thing, they can get benefit of it. So before we start with the Lightroom, in practicals we see how the Lightroom looks like and what are the versions available in the markets. So when we talk about Lightroom is available in two flavors, which we see Lightroom and Lightroom Classic. Lightroom is formerly known as Lightroom CC. It's a cloud-based and unlike all other versions of Lightroom, stores your photos files on Adobe's servers. Storage is relatively expensive and Lightroom is not as fully featured as Lightroom Classic. So Lightroom Classic is a desktop version which is having more features, more we can say the flexibility when we compare to the Lightroom version. And when we check the benefits of it, Lightroom gives the benefit of is a very simplified version. It's a beginner solution, we can say it's the best for beginners, and it's basically designed for mobile phones and tablets. And when we already understand that it's for cloud, so your files will not be stored locally, it's going to store on the cloud. So there are a couple of subscription plans available from the Adobe. It's a 20 GB and 1 TB solution, so you can see which solution is good for you. And when we talk about Lightroom Classic is formerly known as Classic CC. Lightroom Classic is the newest desktop version of Lightroom. In October 2017, Adobe improved the speed of the Lightroom and added new features and changed the name of the product to Lightroom Classic. So in the benefit of Lightroom Classic, it's a desktop version, it's very robust, and for experienced users is very improved and very we can say the fast application where they can get benefit of it for the professionals. And it is basically designed for the desktops and laptops, and all the files, because it's a desktop version, all the files will be stored locally on the desktop and needs a very safe backup. So you need to be very careful about when you are working with any application storing data locally. So you have to have some solution for the local backup. You can keep it on the portable drive or another solution you have. So keep regularly taking the backup is very key, so you don't need to worry about losing the data. Now let's see how the Lightroom looks like as an application. So this is the Lightroom application, how it looks like when we open it first time. So there are sections you can see on the top: library, develop, and there are a few more like map, book, slideshow, print and web. So for the sake of this tutorial, we are working on the post-processing part. We will be just talking about the library and develop section. Other parts you can read about on the Adobe website and find out what they are for. Basically, mostly they are designed for different purposes. For map, book and slideshow and print, you can understand the print is basically designed for printing the images. And when we talk about library, so library is the section where we can manage or organize the files. We can see we have different catalogs here by default. So if we add images here, they'll designate to the different catalogs. And in the folders sections, we can just click on the plus sign here and click the add folder. And now we have to just navigate to the folder where our images stored. Like here, I have my images in Lightroom class folder. If I select this folder, I will get a screen like this. And to import the images, we can untick the image if you don't want to import. Otherwise, we have to select the image to import it in our collection. So when we select import, images will start importing into our library. And you can see the collection also populated, previous import. So anytime you import any image in the Lightroom, they'll start getting into the collection. And there are collections available already. So smart collections available there. So these are smart collections already created by default. You can create your own collections. If you want, you can study more about it. and how we can work with different collections types. And there are publishing services also. If you have a paid version of Lightroom, you can get benefit of these services to publish your images directly on the Facebook, on the Adobe Stock portfolio. So now we have images imported already. So now we will move into the develop section. So in the develop section, you will see all the settings getting into active. So this is the develop section, and you can see, as like any other post-processing software, we have histogram here. Histogram is just a representation of colors in the image, how the colors are playing, highlights and shadows and all. You can see how it looks like. And there are some local adjustments like a cropping, spot removal, red eye correction, graduated filter, radial filter, and brush adjustment. So all these are the local adjustments. And there are some other basic adjustments available like white balance, temperature, tint you can manage. If you want to give more cool feel, you can add, you can just tweak with the temperature, or you can go on the more higher value to give warm look to the image. And that's how you can play with the tint also. And there are adjustments for the exposure contrast. So if you add more values, it will make image more brighter. If you take out value or go to negative side, then you will see the image look more darker. If we double click on the setting, it will make it to the default value of 0, and that's applicable to all the settings we can see here. And there is very good feature in the Lightroom. If you press the shift key and double click on this value, you will see the Lightroom is doing change for you. It's automatic adjustment based on the image highlights, shadows and colors and all. So Lightroom will adjust the best for you, and from there you can work with your feel. If you want more punchy look in the image, you can add more contrast little bit. Adding too much may not work, but little bit should be helpful. And that's how you can work with the highlights and shadows. You have to play with this, and the more you work with the Lightroom, the more benefit and more exposure experience you will get. So like that, we have clarity to add, to show more details in the image. Vibrance and saturation level you can manage here. There is tone curve. So someone who knows about Photoshop, they are very much familiar about tone curve. So if we try to create very small adjustment here, you can see. And if we just turn off the setting for this, you can see it's a very minimal impact, but it's looking very good. And there is one more thing about it. If you add any filter here, like the graduated filter, I just added more on the dark side. So I'm just adding a filter just to give you example that how the filter works in Lightroom. I'll make it more darker, and I'll do the highlights also. So I'm just taking out the light from the image from the right parts. And I'm just taking out the contrast from the image. So that's how the image looks like. So this is the final look. So with the filter. So if I want same filter applied on the other image, I have two options. I can either copy the settings from image to other image, or I can create a preset using the current image. So I'll show you both. So I'll just copy the settings from here. So I've selected graduated filter, you can see already. So if I click on copy button, the settings will be copied from the image. And there is one more similar contrast image I have. If I paste the settings here, you can see the settings applied already. So that's how you can save your effort, and by copying the settings from the similar contrast or similar frame to other image. And one more thing I want to show you, how we can save the current settings in a preset. So it's very simple. In the preset section, there is a plus button, plus sign button. You can just click on the plus sign and you will get a window like this. So here you just need to type in the preset name. So I can say I just give a name for this filter, G filter. So if I create it, you can see the G filter is showing here now. And if I go to other image and select the G filter, you can see the settings applied same. So that's how the filter is working. I copied it, I created a preset and I applied the same preset to other image. And I'll give you one more example here of this image. So this is looking very underexposed, and whenever we are working with post processing with any image, better start with correcting the composition part. So making the horizontal lines look horizontal, vertical line look vertical. So that's a very basic thing about composition. And here I'm just going to correct it a little. So it's a very marginal error here. And when we are working with composition, we have to make sure we'll keep our subject around the rule of third lines. So I'm using rule of third here. So I'm keeping my subject on the one of the vertical line. I'm keeping my focal point around the face of subject. So when I click done, so my composition is ready. Now what I need to do, I need to apply a preset, because this image is very dark and I already applied my effort in the past to correct the exposure here. So I already have one preset, light up street. So if I apply this preset, you can see I got the settings which I want. So I don't need to spend that much of time again to get my correction here, color for exposure and contrast. And the same preset I can apply in another image. I have one more image here, just to give you example that how I'm working with the presets. So again I'm just going to correct the composition. So just try to find the line which are horizontal or vertical. So just keep it around that. And because this lady is my subject, I'm just keeping my horizontal line around that only. And when I click done, it's my composition is ready. Now I just need to apply the preset. So let me see how it looks. So I applied same preset, but I got different results. So because that image was completely dark, and this image was not that dark as compared to that, and the contrast was also we can say not matching to the image. Temperature is also not looking very ideal. So what I can do, I can just try to fix the temperature here. It's not it's looking more cooler, so I'll make it look more warm and natural for this. So this looks much better, and we can see before and after. And for that we just need to select this Y button here, Y thing. So if we click on it, we will see before and after. So that's how you can compare the result before and after. So I'll just get back to it. So now we understand that how we can work with the presets. And there is one more thing actually I forget to mention. When we start with the post processing, besides doing composition correction and doing any further enhancement in the colors and all, we have to very careful about that lens correction parts. So basically I do this by default. So you have to select the checkbox, remove chromatic aberration and enable profile correction. So when you select enable profile correction, Lightroom will detect that which camera or lens used for capturing this image and try to find the matching profile. And what it does, it will just fix the distortion if there is available in the image. It's very visible. It helps to make the image look more we can say the balanced, or more we can say the less distortion will be visible. So it's a basic thing that when you are working with the post processing, you should apply the lens correction and all profile and set the profile and make the horizontal and vertical lines looks good. These are the things you should be careful about it. And besides that, I can show you one more thing. When we talk about Lightroom, we always worry about that why the application name like a Lightroom, why not Darkroom or any other name. So there is one more logic behind it which I recently found while working on this preparation. I found there is an option to manage the light in the application. So like you can manage the light in your house, you can manage the light in application also. There is a special key here, L. If you press L key on your keypad, it'll on the first press it'll just dim the things around the image. Everything on your desktop will look in dim light. If you press the L key again, it'll just make everything disappear. Only the image will be visible. It's like working in a dark room kind of, where the only image is visible. And if you press L key again, everything light up. So that's how we are controlling the light in applications. So maybe the logic behind for the name of application, it comes from that only. It can be, I'm not sure about it, but that could be the logic I can see here. And I want to share one more thing about the application. When you work with the preset, it's very much actually the very good to know that where the presets are getting saved. It's a edit a menu. Under the preference you have to go. In the preset tab, you will see a location section where you will see the button show Lightroom preset folder. So if you click on show Lightroom preset folder, you will see the location like this. In the Explorer, you will see the folder Lightroom is already selected. So you have to just double click on this folder, because we are working in the develop part of that Lightroom. So it will be the develop presets. So all the presets which you created, which were created already in the Lightroom, will be available here only. So we are working in the Lightroom class folder. So our G filter is created here only. So this is the filter file we have. We can copy it and take a backup of this file anywhere on the system in any folder, just for a case that if we lost the folder or for any reason, we can recover the preset file. And the extension of this file will be IR template. So whenever you are downloading the file from the internet, so be careful, the extension should be the IR template. That's how you can take the backup of presets. And I have my full-fledged workshop for Lightroom, because I'm offering my online courses from SPW Expedition and SPW Online, my online tutorial initiative. So on my all of the online workshops available through my website, and you can find all the details there, sumithphotoworld.com. For Lightroom, I have my class in 2 modules, Module 1 and Module 2. Module 1 is for beginners who want to understand the Lightroom for the post-processing and just want to start their work and to reach some level in the application editing, in the image editing part, post-processing. So you can see these points I've covered in my Module 1. And in the bonus topic, I have created and import Lightroom presets. So as a bonus, I'm just telling you about how we can work with the custom presets and how we can import it in the Lightroom. That's I covered in the Module 1. And module 10 is a more advanced level of post processing things, so there will be some calibrations. You will see that how we can work with that. Histogram will be discussed in more detail, and working with batch processing. All these are topics are a bit advanced for someone who want to learn post processing using Lightroom application. And again, in both modules I have had I have a bonus topic as a create and import Lightroom presets. So if someone joining one of the module, they will be get benefit of it. And this thing is very important when you are working with Lightroom. And I hope you like my tutorial, and please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get a notification for my future content, please also click the bell button also right on the top. And thank you so much for watching my tutorial, and please keep support and submit your comment. And whatever the future content you want to listen from me or hear from me, please type in the comment, and I'll take your suggestion and keep work on that. Thank you so much for watching.